wash it away. If I could see the flowing water, nighttime.
Nothing exciting in here. Nothing exciting in here. Scientific articles and stuff. Nothing exciting in here. Scientific articles and stuff. Scientific articles and stuff. Patient case files. Nothing exciting in here. Scientific articles and stuff. Something written by Dr. Abraham Linkweller. This might be interesting. Wow. This looks like a very pointed attack on Styles' Scientific American article. That had to hurt. Wow. Nothing exciting in here. Nothing exciting in here. This lists everyone in the department. It's an old phone list of the staff in the Neurobiology department. Nothing exciting in here. Nothing exciting in here. I better not touch Dr. Styles' computer. He's not exactly the forgiving type. That's the fMRI equipment, supposedly harmless. It was nice of Dr. Styles to spring for the super deluxe lobotomy beds. I think I prefer those open, just so I have the illusion that I know what's going on. On this floor are all the administration's offices, as well as the professors. Other floors are for classes mainly, so there's no need to go there. I don't think so. Playing with fire security doesn't seem to be a good idea. Employees only? She's both warm and disturbing, like a crazy mother or something. Department of Clinical Neurology, Oxford University, Administrator. Can I help you? Hi, I'm Samantha Everett. I'm working with Dr. Stiles.
Are you? You're not in the department.
No, I'm studying English Lit.
Well, that's Dr. Stiles' business. When you see him, remind him that I need that equipment receipt today.
Looks almost as sharp as a knife. I have something for you.
Oh my God. I gave up hope of ever laying eyes on this. The auditor's been hounding me for weeks. Thank you, Miss Everett.
My pleasure. I've only started to work for Dr. Stiles. I was hoping to find out more about him.
Well, it's not my place to talk about Dr. Stiles. I can tell you that Mr. Headley, he's the dean of the department, he was quite an admirer of Dr. Stiles. Naturally, we were all deeply saddened by what happened.
Would it be possible for me to see Mr. Headley?
I'm afraid not. He's very busy today. Wait, I do appreciate your bringing that receipt. Let me see if he's got a moment. Mr. Headley, I have a Miss Everett that would like a brief word. It's about David Stiles.
Send her in.
In you go.
Miss Everett, a pleasure to meet you. Won't you sit down?
Thanks. And thanks for seeing me.
I'm always happy to make time for David. I've heard from him too little of late. How is he?
Fine. Very self-directed.
Well, that's something. Are you a relative?
Me? No. I'm his assistant. He just hired me.
Did he? Interesting. How can I be of service, Miss Everett?
Are you aware that Dr. Stiles is conducting an experiment right now?
Of course. He had to submit a plan to the university, standard procedure. Frankly, I was happy to see him working again.
Oh, that reminds me. Dr. Stiles wanted me to pick up a copy of the experiment plan he submitted. He misplaced his copy.
I think, young lady, that Dr. Stiles will have to call me and ask for that himself.
I'll tell him. Could you give me some background on Dr. Stiles? I don't know much about him.
David Stiles was one of the brightest lights at Oxford, a truly brilliant and original thinker. He was the sort of man it was easy to envy. Wealth, a prestigious family name, good looks, a beautiful wife, effortless public success. Then there was the accident. A horrific thing. There's a poem by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief, so dawn goes down to day. Nothing gold can stay.
That's beautiful. I wonder... Never mind.
We must be honest with each other, you and I, for David's sake. What do you wonder?
It's silly. I just wondered which is worse. To have been golden, to have had all that and lost it, or never to have had it at all.
Not at all. Perhaps David asks himself the same question.
I've heard rumors about Dr. Stiles. Students say people have disappeared during his experiments, and...
Stop. Don't repeat that nonsense in here, please.
Sorry.
No, it's only natural you would be concerned. He is your employer. There has been a lot of vicious gossip about David, but believe me, there's no truth in it.
Then how did it get started?
When someone is a little too successful, it inspires a lot of green-eyed spite. Should that paragon fall, let's just say there are certain people who love nothing more than to get out their knives and gather round the carcass. Of course, David hasn't helped himself any. If he insists on living like a hermit in that house, people are bound to believe the worst.
You mentioned that certain people were jealous of Dr. Styles and might have spread the rumors. I don't suppose you'd tell me who. It might be good for me to know in case I run into them.
No, I don't think we need to discuss that.
Okay. So you're convinced that Dr. Styles poses no danger? No danger to, say, students who are participating in one of his experiments?
Absolutely not. He may be on leave, but he's still a valued member of this department. I've reviewed his case personally. There's nothing physically wrong with David Styles. It's been a pleasure, Miss Everett, but I really must get back to work.
Thanks, Mr. Headley. You've been a big help.
I only wish the best for David. I hope you'll treat him well and be a support. He allows so few people near him.
I'll do my best.
Goodbye.
Bye. I want to find out who David's enemies are inside the neurobiology department. I should snoop around in David's files. I guess not everyone in the department is a fan of Dr. Styles. At least, that's what Mr. Headley says. Is there anyone in particular I should watch out for?
Mr. Headley doesn't tolerate departmental gossip, and neither do I.
Ah. Dr. Styles asked me to get a copy of his experiment plan. The one he filed with the department, he misplaced his copy.
I'm afraid Dr. Styles will have to come by himself for something like that. Or telephone. We don't give those kind of documents out to students.
But I'll tell him. Oh, Mr. Headley asked if you would bring him a cup of coffee.
Did he? That's odd. Mr. Headley gets his own coffee.
Damn, she took the key. I need to find a way to snatch it somehow. She keeps the key to the filing cabinet in that cup. I could try to take it with sleight of hand, but she's a real hawk. This will require something a little more devious. Yes, that should work, but I'll need a magnet. Hi, Mephistopheles.
Miss Everett, how kind of you to visit.